Which paperwork?
The section 125. Use that. Yeah. That one. Did I highlight that one? Okay. Is it going, Christina? Okay.
This is just like a simulation of what we'll do.
Yeah. But then you're going to use this to learn it tomorrow, so. You'll bring your earbuds or you can be in your own room. It don't matter to me. Okay. So, oh, you know what else I need? I'm going to use this.
Yeah, go for it.
Diana's making yours today.
Oh,
Okay, so you've got, dadgummit, I need a benefits fact sheet too. Dadgummit.
It has one in here.
Yeah, it does. Remind me to replace it.
Okay.
I need to replace your
there's like a
paperwork too,
few.
don't I?
Which
Yeah,
one?
but those are for like your real people. I need to replace one of these for you also. You should put another one in there. Okay, so you'll start with your benefits fact sheet out, right? So you're on page number 13. Christina, thank you so much for your time. I know that you're busy and I want to be respectful of your time. So I am going to ask you a few questions so I understand what you've got here in the building. If that's okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So then you're going to fill out your benefits fact sheet that you've already learned, right? And then you're going to ask those questions at the end. That's your intro into the presentation. And we're going to flip our page. Now we're at slide number 1. And our outro of benefits fact sheet here is, thank you so much, Christina, for that information. I know we can be a benefit to you. Now let me show you how. Now I'm going to turn my benefits fact sheet to her. And then I'm going to pick up my presentation binder. And we're going to use our pen so that we're pointing to where we want their eyes to go. Your tone, your voice inflection, the shaking of your head, usage of their name, all of this stuff is important, just as important as your material, right? Okay, so Christina, we've been serving working class Americans since 1900. We've been in business for 125 years. Now, we have local offices nationwide. We're right down the road in Phoenix. If you need anything, we can be to you typically within the hour. We have more policyholders than any other company in the United States. And we are also rated A+ across the board in our financial strengths rating. So what that means is if we owe anybody money, we pay it. Our shareholders, our stockholders, our employees, our claims, our taxes. Now, Christina, whether you like them or whether you don't, you know who the Dallas Cowboys are. We are the official life insurance company of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, what's kind of cool is that they have 9 sponsors, and you know all of their names: Ford, Pepsi, AT&T. Now, that's going to speak to the credibility of our company. We also work with the Texas Rangers. We own the naming rights to the stadium until the year 2048, so that is going to speak to the financial stability of the company. We work with the Atlanta Braves and also FC Dallas. A huge portion of our proceeds go through the Special Olympics through partnering with FC Dallas. Now, Christina, in simple terms, what we do is right here. You remember, in simple terms, what we do is at no cost to you or your company, we're going to help attract and retain your employees. Now, we're not only going to help your employees, but we're going to help those that they care about most, which is their families. So their spouses, children, and grandchildren. And we help all of your employees on a pre-tax basis, which we'll go over here in just a little bit. Now, Christina, your intro here, your transition is we're going to start to circle that benefits fact sheet. So Christina, how we are different from your Aetna, Aflac, and Prudential is that we have a unique life benefit. We do a needs-based approach, so I'm never going to sell your employees something that they don't need. And we have 2 introductory offers for all of your employees, and I'm going to go over that right now. So back here, your transition here is at no cost to you and no cost to your employees, we are going to give these 2 no-cost policies. Now we're going to go over the policies. So the first is the accidental death coverage. This is $3,000 for the employee, $3,000 for the spouse, and then $1,000 for any dependent children. Heaven forbid anybody pass away of an accident, it's going to cover about a cremation cost. Now, this is our no-cost discount card. This gives discounts anywhere from 10 to 85% on vision and hearing, prescription drugs, and chiropractic care. So all of these are services that the majority of families need. Number 3, why am I going to give out these 2 no-cost policies? Well, Christina, I got to figure out if there's interest. And the way I do that is I give these 2 policies out. This allows me to collect their birthdays so that I can get their premiums so that I can figure out if there's interest. Transition, which is here. So Christina, whenever I give these 2 policies out to your employees, I'm going to let them know you've negotiated it on their behalf, and then you look like the hero. Okay. Transition here is, Christina, I'm sure you would agree that most of your employees would rather get their benefits through you than healthcare.gov, yes?
Yes.
So now we're going to start collecting small yeses so that our big yes at the end isn't a big deal. We want them to say yes to us about 10 to 12 times throughout. So we're going to prompt that a little bit. Okay, so I want you to think about your average employee. If they or their family members were to pass away, you're going to lump these 3 together. Would they have enough money to cover final expenses, income replacement, and mortgage protection? If she says no, you say, I agree, they wouldn't. Now, she could say yes. Well, yeah, because I have major medical, health insurance, Aetna. All 3 of those things mean the same thing. So you're going to go to your benefits fact sheet. Yeah, you're right, you do. However, you let me know that your Aetna, we're going to go all the way down to our highlighted here, leave or retire, terminates whenever your employees leave or retire. So you don't have that permanent coverage. Then she might say, oh, that's why we brought in Prudential. Prudential is in your pink and is supplemental. You're right, you do. However, you let me know that that Prudential expires in 30 years. So you still don't have a permanent coverage. Do you see what I mean? So we need to get that no back to a yes or the yes back to no. Whatever makes sense there. Okay, now let me ask you, if your average employee or family member, you're going to loop these 2 together, were to have cancer or heart attack or stroke, would they have enough money to financially recover from that? If she says no, you say, I agree, move on. But if she says, well, yeah, that's why we've got our health insurance, or that's why we've got our major medical, or that's why we've got Aetna. All those things mean the same thing. You're right. However, you let me know that your Aetna has a max out of pocket of $10,000. Christina, where are they going to get that 10 grand?
Nowhere.
Yeah, it's 100%. That's what we are here to do, is make sure that we fill that gap for them. Now we're going to close this out with, Christina, I'm sure that you would agree that at least 1, if not more, of your employees would have 1 or more of these needs, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so unlike your transition here, unlike your Aetna that terminates and your Prudential that expires, what our life insurance does is this is coverage to age 100. So your employees are going to have this coverage until they're 100 years old, but it's paid off at the age of 65. So whenever they're 65 years old, they never have to pay for their life insurance again, but they get to keep their coverage. It's 100% portable, so the premiums never increase, the face amount never decreases. When they leave or retire, whatever they purchased is what they get. And we do this on a pre-tax basis. So what that is, this is based off of a 35-year-old male tobacco user. So Christina, if you don't let me come in and help your employees, they're going to get $30,000 and a whole life policy for about $20 a week. There is no tax savings there because it doesn't run through your payroll taxes. So the net cost is about $20. Now, if you do let us come in and help your employees, they're going to get that same $30,000 worth of coverage for less than $10 a week. I'm sure you can already see what a savings it is running it through your payroll deduction. Now, that's about a 20% savings, so their net cost is less than $8 a week. $20 versus $8. Now, that's about $600 in savings a year. For most people, that's a car payment. Now we're going to go to our transition out. I'm sure that you could see the benefit of offering this in addition to the life insurance that you have in place. Beautiful. Now, in addition to our life insurance, we also have policies that, and that's here in pink, can cover your employees while they're still alive, while they're still living. So one of those is our cancer policy. The number one reason for bankruptcy in the United States is because of medical debt, even though the person did have health insurance. So 1 out of 3 people are going to get diagnosed with cancer. What our policy does is we are going to offset that max out of pocket. And so you'll see here, Circle Benefits Fact Sheet, max out of pocket. Your Aetna has a max out of pocket of 10 grand. So what that means is if, heaven forbid, Diane at the front were to get diagnosed with cancer, if you know that person's name or a person's name, it's very beneficial to put that here. Or to get diagnosed with cancer, it makes it a little bit more personal. She's going to go to your Aetna and file a claim. Then your Aetna is going to say, no problem, but I need $10,000 first to cover the max out of pocket. Christina, where's Diane going to get that 10 grand? We said earlier that we don't know where that's coming from.
Right.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pay her $10,000, but we go up to $50 because just because, you know, she's been diagnosed with cancer, she still has to pay her bills. We have to make sure food is in the refrigerator. Our mortgage is paid. The lights are on. So we go up to $50 to make sure she can sustain her lifestyle while she's getting better. In addition to our cancer policy, we also have a critical illness. Now, this is going to cover bigger things like stroke and heart attack, but also kidney failure and organ transplant as well. It works the same way as our cancer policy, it just covers something different. So again, $10,000 to cover your Aetna's max out of pocket, but we go up to $50,000 to make sure that we can sustain a lifestyle while we're getting better. The last thing I want to go over with you is our Accident Protector Max. Wait, I missed my transition there. Pause. I'm sure you could agree taking the financial pressure off of someone with one of these illnesses would be beneficial. Okay. The last thing I want to go over is our Accident Protector Max. So this is an accident plan, coverage for the entire family, 24 hours a day on and off of the job. Now this is a snapshot of about 12 different things that this policy covers. So the first thing I want to go over is the emergency treatment. We call that our deductible buster. Now, your Aetna has a deductible of about $1,500. We're going to pay off the top $500 from that. So then there's about $1,000 left. Once we finish paying out over these 12 other things, typically that deductible is knocked out and then some. Our average claim pays out anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 on this. So let me ask you, we're moving into our transitions. Let me ask you, Christina, how much do you think that this costs? How much do you think this costs?
I don't know, 15 bucks?
What if I told you it was $3? I know. It's something that your employees need and they can't afford. I forgot to tell you, but at the bottom, write close book. Forgot that. Okay, so now we're going to move into our close. So here's the thing, Christina. Point number 1. Yeah.
Okay, instead of going to Staples and waiting to get all this printed, you mind if I do it online today, pick up tomorrow morning?
No.
We're looking at, with the discount code, about $94, $95.
That's beautiful.
For 6 of each.
That's perfect. I plan on starting in classroom at like 9:30. You think that'll be fine?
They don't open until 9. And you need both of those by 9:30.
One, just one.
Which one?
One of the presentations. Just one presentation by 9:30. Yeah.
Okay,
Or maybe at least by 10.
I can have it done by 10.
Okay, let's do that. That'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay, so all that I ask that you do, we're moving into our close, is a payroll deduction. Number 1 on this page. So here's the thing, Christina, I don't know if your employees are going to be interested, and honestly, they're not going to know either until they're able to see premiums. So number 2, what I typically do is I'm going to bring in breakfast one morning or lunch, whatever works best for you. I'm going to give those 2 no-cost policies. I'm going to go over the needs analysis, show them premiums, and then that's how I'm going to figure out if there's interest. Now we're going to